And welcome to episode 77 of the AverageMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast. We are broadcasting live from the Collar and Elbow Studios. Now, with Collar and Elbow, they're a sponsor of the program, which means you can get a 10% off your entire order when you use our code, TheAverageMarks, no spaces, at checkout. So, they're always having sales, and you get the 10% off on the sale price. So no matter if it's a Letterman jacket, no matter if it's a shirt, they have male and female collections in there. Go check it out right now, collarandelbowbrand.com. At checkout, put in promo code TheAverageMarks to save 10%, no spaces, one word. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon.
And subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, at TheAverageMarks.
All right, it is episode number 77,
yes.
June 9th, 2019. Today we are going to talk about, well, arguably right now the biggest star in professional wrestling, and that is Jon Moxley. He's making waves in more than one promotion, obviously more than so than AEW. Made his New Japan debut. Also wrestled this morning at Dominion. We'll dive into that. Speaking of Dominion, we will talk about that show. That happened, one of their big shows every year, of course, New Japan. Arguably their second biggest show, in my opinion, behind Wrestle Kingdom. That happened this morning. We'll talk about that show. Also, WWE Super Showdown happened a couple of nights ago, I guess you can say, over in Jeddah. We'll talk about the train wreck that was. And we will also have Mail Call, the return of Mail Call after a little while. That's always fun. I like hearing what people send us. It's always interesting to hear from some of the fans that send us some mail.
It's good. And
also Cheap Heat, former WWE superstar, arrested on gun charges. We will talk about that as well. I'll give you a hint. Nips. And then we got Rumor Mill, some possible NXT call-ups, an update on Jefferson Hardy, and also I always call him that now.
Is that his real name?
No, it might be, but our Cruz called him that one time, so like it just stuck with me.
Yeah.
And then also some possible new NXT contracts as well. And then, we're gonna get started off here in a minute. We have the Bang Energy drink here that we're gonna taste test. We've been talking about taste testing the Bang Energy drink, and we finally, brought one. Oh, there he goes.
And this, look, this is a shameless plug right here because we're looking for a new sponsor, to be honest with you. Yeah. Bang Energy drinks, you know who your boys are. We've been pimping you out for months. So, went to the gas station because they have a plethora of them right next to the station.
Yeah.
I look for the chilled coffee because I know you like that.
Oh, yeah.
Next time, let me ask you this. Do you like, and I know you like sweet tea.
Yeah.
Do you like lemon in your sweet tea?
I don't know. It's one of those things where sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Not too much lemon, maybe very minimal lemon.
Okay.
Just a little pinch of lemon.
That could be in the running for the next one.
Okay.
Do you like mango tea?
Probably no. I don't think I'd be a fan of mango tea. So just a little bit of lemon. Oh, it's clear.
Yeah, this is the pina colada. This is the one that shook my world up a few weeks ago.
All right, so this right here is the very first time I will ever take a sip of a Bang Energy drink.
And Patrick has been saying for weeks now that he doesn't necessarily like energy drinks.
No,
and I told him that Bang would change his life.
Well, I guess we're going to find out here in a minute, huh?
Whenever you're ready, bruh.
All right, let's see what we got here. So this is the Pina Colada.
This is the Pina Colada.
Pina Colada flavored Bang energy drink. The first time I ever take a sip of a Bang Energy drink. So here we go.
Yes.
What? It's not bad. That aftertaste is like...
The aftertaste?
Yeah, I don't like the aftertaste that much. I'm not crazy about it. It's okay. I'm just not an energy drink guy,
But you can't taste any energy drink in this thing, can you? I can't.
I can. It tastes like... I'm trying to think of a...
Like if Red Bull made a Pina Colada Red Bull, it would be terrible.
You ever drank those Gatorade Zeros or whatever?
Yeah.
It tastes like that to me. That's what. I'm not a fan of the Gatorade Zeros. It just... I don't know. It's okay. It's not bad. I've drank worse things than that.
Let me get some of this.
I've drank worse things. I'll take another sip here.
Oh, my God. This doesn't even taste like energy drink. This tastes like a Pina Colada that you would get from a bar.
Well, I don't know how many times I've ever gotten a pina colada from a bar. Maybe once or twice in my life when I was in Mexico, but I don't know. It's, energy drinks are just not my thing. And
the great thing about this is this one's good for you.
Really?
There's no sugar in it.
Yeah, I see the nutrition facts
This
on the
Ultra
back.
CoQ10 is like crazy good for your blood and your heart.
Yeah.
Amino acids. It's got creatine in it. So if you want to go work out after this, you're going to get jacked, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Creatine and some energy drinks. Huh?
Yes.
Boy, I'm going to go over there and just start throwing the weights around like it's, like a shot put or something.
And their big thing is, no caffeine to suck your energy out. I meant not no caffeine, no sugar, 0% fat, zero carbs, 0 calories. This thing's a bomb, and it only has 40 milligrams of sodium.
Look at that, bang! Mike Yo just did a full-blown live read for you right there. Boom.
AverageMarks@gmail.com. Bang, hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up. We wouldn't mind.
If we had a
having you guys
freezer,
as a sponsor,
not a freezer, because then it would be frozen. If we had a fridge back here, just right behind us in this area, full of Bang, imagine the possibilities.
Just imagine. So yeah, all right. So we did that. It's okay. I'll go back to my Raising Cane's sweet tea. I like my.
Well,
but you know what? We could always. I can try another one. You can bring another one next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to win you over, bro. And next week we're gonna do the lemon sweet tea because I've never had that before.
Yeah, you never had. So we'll both have that one for the
yeah.
first
We'll
time.
both be walking in uncharted waters.
Oh, all right. That sounds like a plan, Stan. All right, so let's dive in now to the first topic, main topic. One of the biggest stories in all of professional wrestling right now is obviously the reemergence of Jon Moxley, first showing up at AEW Double or Nothing to basically, I guess, confront Jericho, beat up Kenny Omega, and now his first match in AEW will be at Fyter Fest later on this month against Bad Boy Joey Janela. So, other than that, we learned that Jon Moxley was also, there was some video vignettes, or whatever you want to call them, in New Japan that kept showing up targeting Juice Robinson. And Juice Robinson, of course, was the IWGP United States heavyweight champion. And these vignettes kept targeting him, 6/5, which was the date of the Best of the Super Junior Finals. We finally learned not long after Moxley showed up at AEW Double or Nothing that it was him that was in the vignettes targeting Juice Robinson. So Jon Moxley makes his AEW debut against Juice Robinson in a match that was, boy, talk about a very physical match. I mean, it got to the point where Jon Moxley.
One and the same.
Yeah, well, they're the same person, but I will now try to refer to him as Jon Moxley because that is,
yes.
If we were talking about him in his WWE days, obviously he's Dean Ambrose, but he's Jon Moxley now. He basically pulled a Mike Tyson in a way and took a bite out of Juice Robinson's forehead. It was like right above his eye or something.
Go.
So, I mean, it got kind of crazy. And then the more shocking thing about it is that Jon Moxley then defeats Juice Robinson and becomes IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion his first night in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So now he's going to be in New Japan too. And then first night challenges Juice for the United States title and wins it.
Yeah, before I start talking about Mox and how he's turning the wrestling world upside down, this is very encouraging because we've heard at the beginning of AEW's infancy that New Japan people well, but there's photos coming out from their live shows. They can barely get 200 people in the house. It's like a regular indie show.
Yeah.
In southern Louisiana. These guys can't draw. New Japan, you better get on the AEW train. And I think they might be because we've heard that possibly Kenny Omega's contract still gives him the option to wrestle in New Japan. Jericho's still wrestling over there.
Yeah.
Now
he
Moxley.
wrestled this morning for the IWGP heavyweight title.
Now Moxley's there. So this is very, very good news, I think. And it looks like they probably, behind closed doors, either have a very loose partnership or it is a full-blown partnership.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a full-blown partnership. I think that, Moxley had it in his contract that he can go do other things, so that's a Moxley thing. Same thing with Jericho. I think that's a Jericho thing in his contract. He stated, I get to go do other things. And, of course, if you're a guy like Chris Jericho, you have that pool.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, I'm Chris Jericho. Like, I'm going to help put your company on the map. But at the same time, I want to go do other things outside of AEW when we're not doing anything. Because right now, despite the fact that they had their first show, there's still a lot of downtime. They don't have their weekly show yet. So there's a lot of downtime. Now, once they get the TV show, I think we're going to see a lot less of Moxley, a lot less of Jericho in New Japan.
Yeah.
But for now, with all the downtime they have in between these big shows, Jericho wants to go do some stuff with New Japan. Obviously, he wrestled Kazuchika Okada this morning for the IWGP Heavyweight title. We'll talk about that when we talk about Dominion. And then, of course, Jon Moxley now in New Japan doing his thing. And then where is he? I'm trying to think. He might be doing something else, but maybe not. I don't know. I might just be getting confused with other things. But, yeah, Jon Moxley is taking the professional wrestling world by storm, just making, surprise after surprise after surprise. And I tell you what, it's exciting because he's thrilled to be in the position that he's in.
Who wouldn't be? The guy's making cash money.
Yeah, and I'm sure. We talked a while back, obviously when he was still with WWE, that apparently All Elite Wrestling was throwing $6 million at him. I don't know if that's per year. I don't think it'd be per year, but even if a 6-year deal, not a 6-year, 3-year deal, $6 million, that's $2 million a year. That's still, hey. Yeah. That's definitely more than he was probably getting paid in. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he was getting paid in WWE. But it was probably not quite $2 million, but certainly I think he was getting paid at least $1 million. So he probably almost at least doubled what. And then, you add the New Japan paychecks that he's getting too. So definitely he's probably doubled his revenue, or his income, I should say, in now moving over to AEW/New Japan. And then you never know. We might see him show up in other, some other indie promotions or something like that. But right now he's he's on top of the world. And a bit of news about Jon Moxley. As you got anything else to add to?
No, the only thing I was going to say, man, his promos are on point. Mm-hmm. Did he cut any promos for New Japan?
He cut a promo this morning at Dominion after his match.
Was it epic?
It was epic as far as what he said. Yeah. As far as the point of the promo was pretty epic. As we go ahead and we'll transition over now to New Japan Dominion that happened this morning. The first match of the night was Moxley versus, I can't remember, it was a young lion. What was his name? It's Shota Umino, I guess, which is the son of Red Shoes, the referee.
Okay.
So, and Shota Umino actually came out firing on all cylinders for a second, kind of got the upper hand on Moxley, but the match did not last long. It was 3 minutes and 52 seconds, just shy of 4 minutes. Yeah. Jon Moxley beats him with the dirty deeds, I guess is what they still call it. But after the match, he grabs the microphone, and, I can't exactly remember what he said word for word, but basically, he announced that he wanted to take part in the G1 Climax 29 tournament, which obviously is the most prestigious wrestling tournament, arguably in all of wrestling. Yeah. And so Jon Moxley, which, for those of you who don't know what the G1 Climax is, it's the who's who of New Japan.
It's not a dirty film. Get your mind out the gutter.
It's not it's not a dirty film, but it's the who's who of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Basically, they take their top 20 guys. It's basically, I'm trying to think, it's their version of the Royal Rumble, so to speak. But it's in a round-robin format where they have 2 blocks. They have 10 guys in the A block, 10 guys in the B block, which they may even have more. I don't know. People last night, it seemed that Will was like, I want to be in the G1 Climax tournament. I want to be in the G1. I'm going to be in the Climax. So there was a bunch of people last night, even Cruz and Brink, I believe, they were making jokes, that hey, I'm gonna enter the G1 Climax. So
that would be a bad decision.
So Jon Moxley looks like he's going to be in the G1 Climax, which the first night, July 6th, will take place in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
So if Jon Moxley is wrestling that night, man, that's going to be a great show in Dallas, Texas. Certainly, if they add Jon Moxley to that show, but they haven't announced the blocks yet. They haven't announced the who the schedule, all that stuff. That'll probably come out the next few weeks or so. But certainly the G1 Climax is the who's who of New Japan. The winner of that tournament, which, like I said, it's 10 people in the A block, 10 people in the B block, so each person gets 9 matches. You get 2 points for a win, no points for a loss, and 1 point for like a draw. So whoever has most points at the end of the round robin, in A block and B block, they'll face each other in one match. That winner of that one match will be G1 Climax tournament champion, and then that will also lead to a title shot, IWGP heavyweight title shot at Wrestle Kingdom, which is basically New Japan's biggest show of the year on January the 4th. So that is what the G1 Climax is for those of you who may not know.
Which, if we could do some fantasy booking real quick, it seems like it would be a Moxley versus Jericho.
Well, That's interesting because they got some other people like, in the second match of Dominion, Shingo Takagi defeated Satoshi Kojima, and Takagi was the guy who lost to Will Ospreay in the Best of the Super Juniors. He also said that he wants to be in the G1 Climax, so he's another guy that's kind of sneaking in there and could maybe make some noise in the G1 Climax tournament. And then there was somebody else that said something. Maybe there was you know who. I can't remember if he was in New Japan before he was in WWE, but a former WWE superstar showed up at Dominion this morning. Does the name Kenta ring a bell to you?
Yes.
That is Hideo Itami.
Yeah.
And he showed up. Shibata came out and in his suit and whatnot, came out, pointed to the entrance ramp. This was kind of in between matches this morning. Pointed, and then next thing you know, here comes Kenta so he's back in New Japan.
That's where he needs to be.
Yeah, it's exactly where he needs to be. So, and he made the announcement that I think he's officially entering himself into the G1 Climax tournament. So, Kenta, FKA, formerly known as Hideo Itami in WWE, has entered the G1 Climax tournament. So, you got Moxley, you got Shingo Takagi, who, first of all, by the way, has only been pinned one time in New Japan, and that was when he got pinned by Will Ospreay last week to win. Obviously, Will Ospreay winning Best of the Super Junior. So Shingo Takagi is, he's having a pretty good run in New Japan so far. So he's a guy that can make some noise in the G1 Climax. Obviously, Jon Moxley's there, which right now, based on what we know, he could be the odds-on favorite to win the thing. So I don't know if Jericho's going to be in the G1 Climax. I don't think his.
Well, he might be the champion by that time.
Well, the G1 Climax is taking place next month. So the AEW World Title match that he's going to have with Hangman Page won't happen until August the 31st.
No, I'm talking about when you said Jericho called out for the IGP.
Oh, he wrestled this morning for it.
Oh, I got you.
I'm
getting ahead of myself.
We're getting there. We're getting there. But either way, Chris Jericho, I don't think his schedule. I just don't think he can. And first of all, I don't know if Jericho's body can go at his age. I'm not trying to hate on Jericho or anything.
He's got a caved-in chest, for God's sakes.
I mean, the G1 Climax. I mean, that is. I've never obviously participated in it, but I've watched it last year. That's the whole reason I think I ever first got New Japan World was to watch the G1 Climax tournament last year. And it takes a toll on the body because these guys are wrestling, a few nights a week for a month, straight. And these are not just, some pillow fights. These G1 Climax tournament matches are brutal. They're physical. And I'm telling you, it takes a toll on the body.
These aren't half-speed WWE house shows.
Yeah, by the time you get to the G1 Climax final, the two winners of the blocks, I mean, they're both, worn out, but both probably evenly worn out. They've both been through 9, grueling singles matches leading up to the G1 Climax final. So I don't know if I don't think Jericho's going to be in it. Plus, if you're asking me, Jericho doesn't need to be in it. Give some, take the top 20 full-time guys in New Japan, which right now Moxley looks like he's full-time for the time being. I mean, he showed up for the last 2 shows. So we'll see what happens. But Jon Moxley's in. Kenta is in. Also, Shingo Tagaki's in. And I'm pretty sure guys like a Naito, Kota Ibushi. I'm also waiting for Will Ospreay to make that announcement that he's going to be in the G1 Climax, but it's not been made official yet. So I thought maybe with the rate, the first hour and a half of the show, they had 3 people last night say, hey, we're going to enter the G1 Climax tournament. So I was waiting for Will Ospreay to be the 4th guy or the next guy. But he never said anything about it. So we'll see. But last year they had 20 guys, so I'm expecting this year they'll probably have 20 guys again. They may increase that number. Who knows? So we'll see. But let's continue down what happened at Dominion last night. I'll tell you what, Shingo Takagi, man, he's a stud. Yeah. He's really good. He beat Satoshi Kojima. And Satoshi Kojima, dude's 50 years old, but he can still, man, these Japanese guys at 50, man, they can still roll. The next match, it was Jushin Thunder Liger and Yoshihashi defeated Suzuki-gun, which was Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. Yoshihashi actually got the pinfall over Zack Sabre Jr., who is currently the Rev Pro, or is it the British heavyweight? No, he's the Rev Pro. Rev Pro is I get it confused sometimes. The Rev Pro British heavyweight champion, I believe, or something along those lines. But Yoshihashi got the pinfall over Zack Sabre Jr., and then he basically held the title belt above him after the match. So Yoshihashi will challenge probably Zack Sabre Jr. somewhere very soon in the near future. Taguchi Japan, which is Hiroshi Tanahashi, Juice Robinson, and Ryusuke Taguchi defeated the Bullet Club of Jay White, Chase Owens, and Taiji Ishimori. Tomohiro Ishii defeated Taichi to take back the Never Openweight Championship. So we have a new Never Openweight champion there with Tomohiro Ishii. The Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, they defeated Evil and Sonata to retain their IWGP Tag Team Championships. They're also still the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions as well. And then you had, oh boy, what a match this was. This match was not as good, I think, as everyone expected it to be, although it was still a great match. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, of course, Will Ospreay winning Best of the Super Juniors gets that IWGP Junior Heavyweight title shot against Dragon Lee, the champion. And Will Ospreay defeated Dragon Lee this morning to become the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion now for the third time. So Tetsuya Naito defeated Kota Ibushi to become the new IWGP Intercontinental Champion. So Tetsuya Naito gets that belt back after he lost it to Kota Ibushi at G1 Supercard. So Tetsuya Naito gets that belt back. And I tell you what, Kota Ibushi took a very, very hard fall on the apron. I'm surprised his neck is not broken.
Damn.
And I think it might have been this point. After the match, there was a humongous lump right above his eye on his... Anybody that watched Dominion will know what I'm talking about. But huge lump on his eye. I mean, Kota Ibushi... I saw somebody tweeted this morning, dude's got to be a robot, man. Like, how did he not break his neck?
So at least he's got a severe concussion, most likely.
It's possible. It's very possible because I'm telling you, it was a huge lump, like a huge knot. It looked like right above his, I believe it was his left eye, or right. It was above one of his eyes. So, but he fell to Tetsuya Naito. So that was a really good match. And then the main event, Kazuchika Okada defended the IWGP Heavyweight title against Chris Jericho. This match was pretty good for the most part, but the last minute or two of this match was really just, I don't know, it was off a little bit. It was kind of like the Kazuchika Okada defeated Chris Jericho to retain the IWGP Heavyweight title, but it was, I don't know, anybody that watched Dominion, I can't even really explain, but it was a really weird, it was just a weird ending to the match. It was just sort of
their timing was off. It's
not that their timing was off, but it was, Okada didn't even have to hit the Rainmaker or anything to pin him. Like, it just kind of happened, if that makes sense. So, but Chris Jericho fell, and then Chris Jericho attacked. Chris Jericho, he leaves no stone unturned as a heel in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, they had a press conference, a pre-press conference video that I watched before the match, and Jericho comes out. He starts throwing stuff everywhere. He's just making a mess. And I thought he slapped the guy that was overseeing the press conference for a second. I don't think he did.
Dang.
He might have. But, Jericho. Jericho's, the ultimate heel in pro wrestling right now. Like I said, he leaves no stone unturned. Any chance he gets to do some heel things, he will do it.
Yeah.
So, but he fell to Kazuchika Okada, attacked Okada after the match, and was getting ready to, powerbomb him or something through a table. And Tanahashi was at commentary after his match. He went to commentary, and then Tanahashi basically stepped in and started attacking Jericho so that could prevent him from, powerbombing Okada through the table. So I think we're going to get a Tanahashi versus Jericho at some point very, very soon. Overall, though, Dominion, great show. The Okada-Jericho ending was a little weird to me. The match was pretty good, though. Overall, it was a great show. Match of the night, if I had to guess, that's a tough one. Tagaki and Kojima had a really good match. Ishii and Taichi had a pretty good match. Taichi's kind of finding his groove lately, I find. And then Will Ospreay and Dragon Lee was good, but it was not as good because I think, Will Ospreay had the match with Tagaki, the Best of Super Junior final that, Unc Dave gave 5 3/4 stars. So, and has not been many wrestling matches ever that have gotten that many stars. So, Ospreay and Tagaki, set the bar real high on Wednesday, I believe it was, for the Best of Super Junior finals. And this match was good, but it wasn't nearly as good. It was probably, I'd say 4 3/4 stars, maybe a 5-star match. It was really good because those two guys, Dragon Lee and Will Ospreay, I mean, those two guys, they're two young dudes, by the way. Dragon Lee's only 24, Ospreay's only 26. So barring any injuries that these guys, have, these two guys are going to be around for a while, at least in New Japan for sure. So be interesting to see where their careers take them. So overall, Dominion, great show. The second biggest show of the year for New Japan took place this morning. So if you haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, which I guess I shouldn't have spoiled it for anybody who hasn't watched it yet, but whatever.
It already happened.
Yeah, it already happened. So
24-hour rule. it shouldn't exist.
You're right.
It already happened.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I
And
agree.
all these people, 24 hours, shut your face. It already happened. It's in the past.
Yep.
Before we move on, you said Dave Meltzer's name, so I want to poo-poo on Dave Meltzer real quick.
Of course, any chance you get, you want to go right ahead.
I'm on it. Let me do my heel thing.
Go ahead.
Hey, have you seen the new Viceland documentary, Dark Side of Wrestling, on the Von Erichs?
I have not. No.
It was absolutely amazing.
Is that an HBO thing?
No, I think it's on their Viceland channel.
Is that like a free
And then
thing,
they-
or do I gotta pay for that?
Well, it depends on if your cable package has Viceland, but then eventually they'll post it on their YouTube page. But essentially, they're talking about the Von Erichs, and they had Dave Meltzer on there.
Yeah.
And the Viceland crew went over to Dave Meltzer's house.
Ooh.
Dave, you knew this crew was coming over. Why didn't you clean up, you hoarder mother? This dude's house. Like, have you ever seen I think it's the A&E show Hoarders?
Oh yeah.
This guy could be on the show. It looks like the paper monster threw up in this guy's house. Like, why didn't you clean up your place? They went to Jim Cornette's place. It was majestic. He's got this wrestling room that he was in with all this memorabilia, and it was amazing. It was an awesome backdrop, but it shows how much this guy loves wrestling. You go to Dave Meltzer's house, it looks like this guy's on crack.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
I don't know. Dave Meltzer, clean up your place when you know a camera crew's coming, bro.
I know, right?
All right. He's a hoarder. It was terrible.
Yeah.
There's stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't explain it anymore. It was like, what are you thinking, dude? He's got to be single.
You seen that and you were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rip into him next podcast.
Like, I started yelling at the TV when I was watching it.
You might have just heard Dave Meltzer's name and you started yelling at the TV because why are you showing this guy on TV?
Yeah, they had a close up on his face, and I was like, oh, this dude, huh? And then when they showed the long shot of him working at his desk and just the hoarderness everywhere, I lost it.
Yep.
Okay, we can move on.
All right, well, fair enough. So Dave Meltzer, clean up your house, please, and thank you.
You're lucky I didn't at you on Twitter.
Took a screenshot of the TV and sent it to him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, clean up your house, man.
I may still do that.
All right, let's move on now to the train wreck that was WWE Super Showdown. And I say it was a train wreck. The show wasn't necessarily a train wreck. It was more so the main event.
I don't know.
A train
Everybody's
wreck.
been pooing on the whole show.
Well, I got the results up here. Well, I'm going to go through the results here. The Usos defeated the Revival in a tag team match on the pre-show. Seth Rollins defeated Baron Corbin to retain the Universal Championship. And then, of course, Brock Lesnar came out. And Brock came out, first of all, after the match, Corbin hits Seth with the end of day. So Seth's laid out in the middle of the ring. Here comes Lesnar with the Money in the Bank briefcase and Paul Heyman. And they go to enter the ring. Brock gets into the ring. Heyman has the briefcase. And I thought this was like legit for a second. I watched Heyman get into the ring and he trips over the rope and he falls. And like the briefcase kind of just, and then like Brock looks over and is like staring at him like, really? Did you? And then like, but while Brock's staring at him, Seth gets up and hits him with another low blow.
Yeah, right in the bells.
And next thing you know, Seth Rollins grabs a chair and he lays into Lesnar.
Yeah.
Lays into Lesnar with chair shot after chair shot after chair shot. Messed up Lesnar's elbow. They showed Lesnar's elbow right after he got, the chair shot attack, and he was all bruised up on the elbow and everything. So Rollins did a number on Lesnar with that chair, and then he curb stomped him onto the Money in the Bank briefcase. So Lesnar did not cash it in. He still missed the Money in the Bank. Still lurking for Seth Rollins. Demon Finn Balor defeated Andrade to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Shane McMahon, with big help from Drew McIntyre, defeated Roman Reigns.
Why do you waste a Demon Finn Balor on a Super Showdown?
I don't know.
You think that's because the Crown Prince said, I want Demon
probably
Finn Balor?
Why do you have the Undertaker and Goldberg wrestling in 102 heat index weather? I mean, I don't know.
They're trying to kill him so they don't have to pay him anymore.
I tell you what, I'm surprised they're not dead after that match. So let's go now. Lars Sullivan defeated Lucha House Party by disqualification.
I'm so done with Lars Sullivan.
Randy Orton defeated Triple H in a one-on-one match.
Orton.
Braun Strowman defeated Bobby Lashley. Kofi Kingston defeated Dolph Ziggler. And then Mansoor won the a 51-man battle royale by last eliminating Elias.
Who is Mansoor?
Mansoor is a Saudi guy, but apparently he's an NXT.
You gotta be kidding me.
He's an NXT. A lot of people are that this was actually one of the bright spots of the show because a lot of people were excited about Mansoor because apparently he can go. I've never heard of him until
And when you say a lot of people, you mean the Saudi people?
Well, the internet wrestling community, I believe, is very high on Mansoor.
IWC in the house.
So he's an NXT product. Let's see, who's this? Savvy Wag. Does anyone even watch? Yeah, I think he might be talking about Super Showdown. I started to watch it, but I just I had seen highlights of the Taker Goldberg match, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I watched it up until the Seth Rollins Baron Corbin match, and I just got
that was
pissed
the
off.
first match.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, why do they still continue to push this Baron Corbin nonsense? Making him look so strong against Seth Rollins. I'm done.
So, but Mansoor won the battle royal, which to me, based on I was looking at I looked at the reaction of the internet wrestling community for this show, and while they mostly doo-dooed on it, which deservedly so, because that main event was just terrible. Mansoor winning the battle royal was actually a high spot of the show. So congratulations to Mansoor. Hopefully,
is he a big dude? Is he like a cruiserweight?
He's a taller guy, but he's not like a big buffed up dude. He's a taller. He's built pretty good though.
Yeah.
So, but he won, last eliminating Elias, and then of course the main event that everyone was discussing. The Undertaker defeated Goldberg, and first of all, like I just said a while ago, because when I started watching, one of the first things they mentioned was how hot it was in Saudi Arabia. First of all, the show started at 9 o'clock local time in Saudi Arabia, 9 p.m., and I think it was about 94 degrees, and it felt like, or 92 degrees or something like that, but it felt like 102. That's freaking humid. You can obviously, anybody that watched it can see that a lot of the superstars were just sweating profusely in the in the ring. So why you have these two 50-year-old dudes? Now Taker can go a little bit better than Goldberg still, in my opinion, but Goldberg, I'm just trying to think of some spots. Then obviously the jackhammer was a screw up. Goldberg tried to do some sort of move. I don't know. It was a train wreck. At this point, I'm almost even tired of talking about it. Goldberg needs to retire. I'm not going to say Taker needs to retire yet, but he's very, very close. He needs to be wrestling some younger guys. And you know what? Somebody said it last night, and I agree 100,000%. There's one man right now that needs to retire The Undertaker, and his name is Aleister Black. I believe Aleister Black should retire The Undertaker.
But I don't think he wants to do that because remember how he was so against people saying that he was the next Undertaker?
Let's see. Hold on. Savvy Wag. I'm a female, but we got some females in here. All right.
How you doing?
Is the guy on the right Lord Gaben? I think he's talking about you.
No, she is.
Well, this is Crummy that said that.
Crummy, I have no idea who that is, bro.
Who even are you guys? Yikes, you're sad. All right, well, we got some haters in the chat, apparently. So
haters make us famous, bro.
So keep hating. How you doing, Daddy? I'm doing all right. Doing good. Anyway, so back to Super Showdown, the train wreck. That was the main event, Undertaker versus Goldberg. So, it was... And Goldberg, first of all, got dropped on his head from a tombstone by The Undertaker. I thought it looked very similar to how Kota Ibushi got, hit his neck on the apron this morning.
Was that after the botched jackhammer?
No, it was before.
Oh, okay.
So that might partially be why Goldberg jacked up.
No. I'll tell you why that happened.
Why'd that happen?
If you look back at it, Undertaker didn't jump up high enough.
You guys should totally talk about Fortnite. Well, this isn't a Fortnite podcast. Whatever.
But Undertaker didn't jump up high enough. And Goldberg did whatever he could to protect him. He cradled his neck. He pulled it up.
Yeah.
He did whatever he could do. If you look at it, that's Undertaker's fault 100%.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was just a train wreck of a match. It was absolutely terrible. So.
And so is the tombstone. If he's not strong enough to do a tombstone anymore, you gotta stop it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to kill somebody or at least break a neck.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's a bunch of heat behind the scenes with them. They were yelling at each other back when they got in Gorilla.
Do what?
Stop paying attention to the trolls,
Yeah,
Patrick.
I know. I'm just reading the chat. They're quite comical to me. I think it's funny.
Apparently they had a bunch of heat behind in Gorilla.
Yeah.
Once they got behind the curtain, they were yelling at each other.
About
all the botches and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had a shouting match apparently backstage. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they did because I tell you what, first of all, if I'm Vince, I'm having like, what the hell was that? Like, what y'all, first of all, of course, Vince is kind of senile, I think now, but
I mean, what do you expect?
I don't know. And then people started making the jokes about the next Saudi Arabia event. It's going to be Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair at the main event, where Ric Flair might actually die.
Oh my God!
He's cheated death 100 times already.
Don't say that,
the Nature Boy. Trust me, I'm not wishing death upon Ric Flair at all.
I may cry when Ric Flair dies.
Like death will. Somebody made the joke. Death will die before Ric Flair will die. So
like I may shed a tear.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on now to a mail call. We got some mail.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Got a couple of things here. Yeah, there we go. All right.
All right, so this is where we read mail from our from our fans. Oh, Lord. So this is from Brandon from Mobile, Alabama. Brandon says, Patrick, during y'all's AEW Double or Nothing prediction show, it sounded like you had an affinity for Dr. Britt Baker.
A what? An infinity?
Yeah, like you liked her.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't want to spoil it. You can't look at
well,
this.
I just wanted to see what the word infinity, like...
Yeah, affinity.
Affinity. Okay, I thought you said infinity.
No.
Okay.
Baker with chlamydia, would you?
Britt Baker with chlamydia? No, probably not. She ain't Tori Wilson.
No, but he says, mind you, he even puts this, mind you, it's the most curable STD, but it could cause infertility.
I mean, I think Britt Baker's attractive, but
she's not chlamydia worthy.
First of all, Dr. Britt Baker, baby.
Yes. She's not worth contracting chlamydia?
Probably not
okay.
Really. No. Like I said, Tori Wilson's like one of the few, in my opinion, that it's worth it. There's other women out there, but Tori Wilson's here. Tori Wilson's a 10, and Dr. Britt Baker's like to me like a 7. So.
Oh God, a 7?
I mean, that's not bad. I mean,
I think a 7's pretty bad. I think if any woman you call a 7, she's taking that as a slap in the face.
I mean, I'm comparing her to Tori Wilson here. Okay, I'm not saying she's ugly, but Tori Wilson's like a goddess to me.
Look, the chick in the chat. If somebody called you a 7, is that a slap in the face?
If a girl called, first of all, if a girl said I was a 7, I'd be hooping and hollering doing cartwheels.
That's different, though. It's different.
Well,
we're dudes. We don't care. All right. So next one's from Marcos in Waco, Texas.
Okay.
Marco says, Mikey O, I just bought 2 shirts and a snapback from Collar and Elbow. Thanks for the heads up on the 10% discount.
See, look, that girl said if she was called a 7, she would be happy with that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm a 3.
Well, I stand corrected. No, you're not a 3. Stop doing that to yourself.
I can't rate her because I don't know what she looks like.
No, look, that scale is slanted. Okay, like you got to be pretty hot to be a dude and be a 10. Like the chick scale is slanted because they're chicks.
Yeah, I guess.
You're not a 3. I can guarantee that. But yeah, collarandelbowbrand.com. You can get that 10% discount yourself. The AverageMarks, one word promo code when you check out, 10% off.
What was that last email?
That was from Marcos in Waco, Texas.
Because I didn't really hear it.
You blocked me out, didn't you?
I was just looking over here.
He said he bought 2 shirts and a snapback on Collar and Elbow with our discount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's thanking us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Glad Marcos did that. All right, let's move on now to we got some cheap heat.
Yes,
cheap heat. The queen of the queen of nippling apparently got in some trouble.
Look, and I tell you this, okay? Speaking of the scale with women, usually mug shots are not the best shots.
But they've had some.
She is hot. Like she's 52 now, and she's way hotter than she was when she was in WWE.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God. What is she doing? She's found the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, TMZ Sports.
Real quickly, though, Saywag was asking me who is my favorite WWE superstar. Right now, it would be Finn Balor, FYI.
Oh, yeah?
She wanted me to answer the question. So, yes, there you go. My favorite WWE superstar, Finn Balor.
Out of all of them, and you're going to pick Finn Balor?
I like Finn Balor.
Why don't you expound on that for a second?
Expound on that?
Yeah, because that blows my mind.
I love Finn Balor. I've been a fan of Finn Balor since his days in NXT. You know, the Demon and Finn Balor. This
dude's lost in the mid-card.
He's the Intercontinental Champion.
Which is a mid-card belt.
Well, still, he's the Intercontinental Champion. It's not. I mean, there's a lot of people who are lost in the shuffle in WWE right now with oversaturation of wrestlers.
Look, the Intercontinental belt isn't what it used to be.
No, it's not, unfortunately. But Finn's got it. So, also, I was a big fan of the drunk Finn whenever he basically confirmed. Did you see that?
Yes.
When he was getting interviewed by his girlfriend, and that was great. Let's see. Yeah, Savvy Wag, she says her favorite's John Cena.
Good choice.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
I like John Cena.
Yeah.
Too bad he's not. Honestly, he needs to come back because he needs to help the product here a little bit.
Yeah, which is sad because why can't they make new stars? They have so many great talents there that they just can't utilize. Apparently,
she used to like The Rock. I love The Rock. Rock was one of my. But Stone Cold Steve Austin was my favorite of all time. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the reason I started watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah. So I feel that we didn't give this its due. This happened on May 29th.
Yeah.
But we were so rapid fire with all these pay-per-views between AEW and WWE and New Japan.
And NXT. And
yeah.
So, there's been a lot going on.
So TMZ Sports obtained a photo of the gun that Terry Reynolds was allegedly carrying at the airport. And we say allegedly, she was. It was a Glock 9mm handgun, and the officials say it was loaded.
Wow.
Out of all the things you bring to an airport...
Yeah, a gun should be on the list of. First of all, a gun should be the number one thing on a list of things not to bring to an airport.
Yeah, it shows you how much of an idiot she is. But it gets even worse, Patrick. Mm-hmm. So on the photo, there's 11 hollow point bullets right there. So hollow point bullets, she's looking to do work.
Yeah,
wet work, I don't know. She claims that she was carrying the loaded gun in her backpack in a sock, because she had just been called to her mother's house to deal with an armadillo that was digging up her yard. Okay. Why were you in the airport? Did she have to fly to her mom's house?
I don't know. That makes zero sense to me.
So she was bringing her peace? Let's see.
I'm not sure. It's something, doing something like that makes me think Terry Reynolds is not all there.
No.
Like, I don't know.
She may be dabbling in the meth. Or the bath salts. She's living in Florida, Tampa.
She can't be all there bringing a gun to an airport. Like,
but by God, does she look good?
Yeah, the queen of nippling.
Yeah, she chalks it up to a genuine mistake. Let's see. It's a Class 3 felony.
Well, she's in trouble. Big trouble.
Yeah, she might be doing some time. She
will be doing some time.
She might be braiding some hair in a Tampa Bay prison.
She's got to be doing some time.
Wonder if she'd have any impromptu matches in there.
I don't know. Okay, let's see. We're 42 minutes in. So we still got 18 minutes left. All right, so we got a few things in rumor mill now. Huh?
Yes, we do.
All right. We can take our time with it, so
that's what she said.
No rush.
So the rumors of the day, WWE is now trying to sign wrestlers coming in to a 5-year deal instead of a 3-year deal. They're trying to lock these people up so AEW doesn't get them.
Mm-hmm.
Per PW Insider, as you claimed his name, Jefferson Hardy, is expected to be examined in the next week to see about the progress of his knee surgery.
Okay.
This guy gets hurt more than... I was trying to think of somebody that has a real injury problem.
I'm surprised this dude can still wrestle. I mean, the dude, he may doing stupid things like jumping off of, very high points and whatnot, cool, obviously.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy made it cool. As soon as we're done with this, we can get to Savvy Wags asking our thoughts on Dana Brooke. So,
okay.
So we'll answer some fan questions here in a minute.
So NXT call-ups,
mm-hmm.
the next names, Adam Cole Bebe.
Don't do it.
And Shayna Baszler are the names that have been discussed. Well, and, of course, it's by Dave Meltzer, so you can take that with a grain of salt.
They're both champions right now. So, of course, War Raiders got called up when they were they were NXT Tag Team
deservedly
champs,
so, though. They're main roster talent. Those dudes are animals.
And then they ruined them by changing their name. So
you can't call up Adam Cole without Undisputed Era.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be a stable. And you know how they hate stables on main roster. They
mm-hmm.
break them up faster than
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's get to these trolls.
Yeah, all right. So, Savvy Wag, thoughts on Dana Brooke? I think Dana Brooke is probably, as far as like athleticism, one of the most underrated women in WWE. I mean, when she comes out, she does this that I don't even know what you call it. It's like a flip, or I don't know. It looks like she's doing parkour when she comes out.
She's no Charlotte Flair.
In the ring wise, no, absolutely not. But I think Dana Brooke is very, very athletic. So I don't know. She just doesn't. I don't know. I guess her promos are not that good. I'll tell you that.
No, she's annoying as hell. I would love to see a match, and of course this wouldn't happen as long as she's signed to WWE, but I would love to see a match between Jordynne Grace of Impact Wrestling and Dana Brooke. They're both two powerhouses, like you said, that are both athletic. I think they would tear the house down.
Yeah, I would say, she said I think she's pretty. I think. Now, Dana, she looks good to me. It looks like she did something with her face or her lips or something recently because, like, she got them duck lips now. It looks like to me. That's just my opinion.
She got some collagen in them.
Yeah.
Got them shot up a little bit.
I don't know what she did with them. I don't know what she did. She had some kind of work done on them, but I'm like, because I remember one night I saw her and I was like, Dana Brooke, like, where'd those duck lips come from? Like, I don't know. They just kind of came out of nowhere.
I think they're probably, because she's so muscular, they're trying to make her more sensual, maybe.
Top diva right now for, I guess WWE, Savvy Wag.
They're not called divas anymore.
Oh, top woman wrestler. The top woman wrestler right now, in my opinion, I mean, I guess, based on, it's got to be Becky.
Say it. Oh!
It's got to be Becky. I mean.
The Queen, man.
Queen's number. It's Becky and Charlotte.
You got to get the lineage. Can it be 1A, 1B? Can it be a tie?
It can be those two because those two are because Becky right now is the top face, Charlotte's the top heel. So yeah,
okay,
I would go that direction. So Botox. That's what I guess talking about Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Botox, I guess is what she did. I don't know. I never had Botox done. I don't really know what it is.
Nah, you're a dude. You don't need it.
No. I call them divas because they still divas. Yeah, they are. I guess divas in a way. I'm sure some of the men are divas too backstage.
Yeah. Has Ronda Rousey gotten impregnated yet?
Not that I know of.
Like Travis Brown, what are you working with down there, bro? Like
because if she gets pregnant, you're gonna you know that everybody's gonna hear about it, obviously. And
like what's taking so long?
Because she's made it clear that this is the hashtag impregnation vacation, which never thought I'd hear that hashtag be used ever. But certainly, she's putting it out there that she's trying to get pregnant. So whenever she does get pregnant, obviously we're going to find out about it. Unless she is pregnant and they're just not saying anything.
So whose fault do you think it's more likely to be? Brown shooting blanks or Ronda Rousey not laying adequate eggs?
I don't know. She also says, who would you impregnate if you had the chance
to?
Oh,
God.
Obviously, wife up after. That's a tough one. Let me think.
Oh, and you're going to put a ring on it, too, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the current,
Look, this is yours. I'm not going to answer this. I'm married.
Yeah, you're already married, so I'll save you the trouble. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's really so many. And are we talking just WWE women, or are we talking some Impact?
So we're talking WWE right now.
Okay, so WWE women. Let me think. Does it include NXT too? Because if it includes NXT,
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, if we include NXT, I tell you what, I am a huge fan of Io Shirai. I just think she is.
God bless her.
She's just very, very nice. She said you can still answer if you want, but
no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, your wife might be mad at you. You might be in the doghouse if you.
Look, we're not only live streaming across the world on the internet, we're also live on the radio right now in our hometown. So no.
So I would say Io Shirai. That's I don't know. She looks, and first of all, she's a great wrestler, but I think she looks great. She's just anytime she's on TV, I can't stop looking at Io Shirai. So, and I think I said it last week. If God came down and said you could have any Asian you want one Asian for the rest of your life, and I was like Io Shirai, give me Io Shirai.
Okay, what if we're only talking about main roster now?
Main roster. Let's see. Main roster. Let me think, because I'm trying to, roll through them in my mind. Main roster, it's a little tough. Let me think. So I tell you what, you know who
is Alicia Fox on the list?
No.
Okay.
I would say, I'd say Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, as JR once said, hotter than donut grease.
Would you fight Aleister Black for her heart?
Probably, yeah. She's worth like fighting and possibly getting my butt kicked by Aleister
possibly
Black.
This dude's a martial artist.
Yeah, he would kick my butt. So shout out a Canadian. Come on, man. Okay, look, a Canadian woman. Okay, look, let me think. You know who I'd go after of Canadian women? I'd go after Natalya. I think Natalya's just like stacked. If you know what I mean.
What about Trish?
Ooh, Trish is good. Trish in her prime, I would have took over Natty. As of like today, although Trish is still like smoking, I'd go. I would say Natty. I like Natty. I don't know why. I like Natty's body, and she's cute too. Very cute, obviously. So, Crummy. I'm in Canada. Shout me out. Shout out to Crummy in Canada. I guess the
shout out Crummy, you hoser.
I guess you know, and then I'm not gonna shout the other one, but
my son loves Canada. By the way, if my son could be a Canadian, like he would leave his family right now and go move in with Crummy.
Yeah, and Canada also has legal marijuana too. So, you know.
I mean, there's a whole lot of places in the United States that have it legal as well.
Yeah, but Canada as a country as a whole, like, has it legalized.
God bless them.
The United States can't figure that one out yet. Shout out to Savvywag the Boss. Shout out to Savvywag the Boss. Are you a Sasha Banks fan? The Boss. By the way, today is Sasha Banks' husband's birthday, and she posted some pictures on Instagram of her and her husband. And I'm like, dude, you hit the jackpot with that, man.
This guy, you could only describe him as fugly. This guy is the nerd equivalent to Hugh Hefner.
But, he gives guys like me hope. So
yes, he does.
And
not only is he a very unattractive dude, he makes clothes for a living.
That's not a bad job.
Or not clothes, but, wrestling gimmicks.
Yeah. It's not could be worse.
He sews for a living.
Could be a bum on the side of the street playing a guitar with his guitar case
Yeah,
open.
but if he was doing that, he wouldn't have got Sasha Banks.
Well, he got Sasha Banks, and I tell you what, Sasha Banks has been posting some heat on social media.
But you know what? On one of the prep sites one time,
some good heat too.
They said that fine women with ugly husbands are the happiest women in the world because these dudes try harder. They buy them better stuff. Obviously, they try harder in the bedroom, and they're happier because the dudes treat them like a princess.
Yeah.
So. And I bet you this guy, the way he looks, he treats her like the queen of the universe.
I'm sure he does. So, I certainly would. We got, let's see, we're 52 minutes in, so we got about 8 minutes. Yeah. So, because I added the 5 for the countdown. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. All right, Buzzing Gross. This is one of the trolls. Imagine saying he's unattractive and fugly when you, the fat troll, looks like he was the stuff wiped on a thick glass bottle. That's what it says. I don't know. Wiped on a thick glass bottle.
What? That makes no sense. Number one, what's his name?
Buzzing Gross or Buzzing Rose, maybe, I guess.
Look, dude, Buzzing Rose. Look, I have no grandeur of me being a good-looking dude. So you're wasting your time, bro.
Like I said, same thing for me. That's why guys like Sasha Banks' husbands, gives me hope.
Yeah.
That I can pull something like Sasha Banks.
Yeah, I'm married with 2 kids, bro. I don't have to worry about how good I look.
That day is far off for me. So glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy it one day. Because the other day, and we're about to get off topic here a little bit, but we only have a few minutes left. So certainly, I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, could I really stand being with one woman for the rest of my life?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I mean, granted, the idea sounds great, like having that, your partner there, basically your life partner and whatnot, and growing a family and whatnot. But I don't know. Certainly, I have not met a woman that I can stand for more. At least if I'd lived with them, stand for probably more than like a month or two. Because, man, it's
some people.
You got to be, I'm very picky when it comes to that. I mean, obviously, if you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone, you got to be picky.
Yeah.
Like, you got to find somebody that's compatible with you.
I would say this. I never saw myself getting married because I am very content by myself. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes in life, I'm like, God, I just need time to myself. You know what I mean?
Everybody needs
that. And then
that.
when I did get married, I thought to myself, I never want kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have 2 of them now.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
But there's still times when I'm just like, dude, I got to be by myself.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, it doesn't matter if you have no kids, 1 kid, 10 kids, whatever. Everybody needs their own, personal time to like recharge their batteries, you know? So everybody needs that. So.
Have you ever tried Match.com? Apparently,
no, because that costs, and I'm not.
Yeah, I know, but apparently that survey that they do that you answer the questions to, apparently it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it might be.
That compatibility survey?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, apparently it's worth the money, bro.
I don't know. I tried because, obviously I saw all of the commercials and stuff for Match.com.
Because, look, you don't want to marry a chick you meet on Tinder.
Yeah, you're right. I have yet to meet a girl. Now, I've met a lot of girls on Tinder. I've met a lot of girls on Bumble, and I've met a handful of girls on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, you don't want to marry one of those chicks.
No, I certainly have not met one on there that I would, of course,
No, but even if you zing with one of them and you think, boy, this could be it, do not marry a girl from one of those apps.
Absolutely not. So, certainly... And I've been on dating apps now and I've gotten off because I've dated, a few girls here and there. So I've gotten off. I was on them, got off, then got back on. So I've been on and off them a couple of times in the last few years. But certainly, man, that's I don't know. I feel like a lot of the girls on there, they had like. And granted, I can't really hate that much because I'm on there. I got to resort to it too. But then again, I'm not a very, I don't go out. I don't go meet people. Like I stay at home because people are just crazy.
Yeah.
And come to work, and that's about it. I don't go out. And I think I'm just getting lazy. I don't want to put in the work anymore. I just don't want to put in the work. I just want to hope because you know what? There's been times I've linked up with girls online dating and hey, next week we're hooking up. So. I mean, it's now granted the quality of them. They're not 10s, but they're 7s. Hey, 7s are like you say. Like I said, 7's a good thing.
Yeah.
So for Savvy Wag,
people are waiting longer these days, which is good. You sow your oats, and then you get married when you're ready to settle down. You're just not ready yet, which is fine because I always thought we were the old parents.
That's something you can't rush though.
Because I thought I got married old. I got married at 24. We didn't have our first kid until I was 29. Okay. Mm-hmm. And essentially, I was like, we're going to be the old parents, Mandy. We're going to be the parents that walk in, and everybody's like, oh, God, why are, Chloe, your mom and dad are so old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe not Elijah so much.
That's like...
But people are waiting until their 40s to have their first kid now.
Well, that's like... you ever heard of the comedian Theo Vaughn? He's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
His biological dad was 70 years old when he was born.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So
I had a kid like that. I won't name him, but in middle school, his dad was in his 70s, and we made fun of him relentlessly.
Let's see. Buzzing Rose is trolling still. And your kids look like you, Shrek, short of breath, dying at the age of 25. He probably wears a strap on to bed, pleasures his wife. All he has to do is tickle her fat and say how he loves the extra cushion. Gavin, do you know who is Gavin?
I have no idea.
Gaben. I don't know. Apparently, you look like Gavin. Or
I don't know. We're gonna Google it to see what. Apparently, most likely, Gavin is not an attractive dude.
The only match he would, if he tried Match.com, the only match he would get is from the jungle. Auga. Here comes the elephant. I don't know what that means, but. And then Savvy Wag also says, I'm 16, so I can't even have a kid yet, nor do I want to. Well, you can certainly, you can have a kid at 16. I've seen I've seen it happen.
No.
I'm not saying do that. That's obviously not what you want to do.
You wait. Do not have a kid that young.
Don't have a kid. Like, honestly, I
feel like an old man now. Don't do that.
Personally, I would recommend people waiting until they're at least like 25 to have a kid. Because like, you just, in your early 20s, that's when you really, because like you're 21, you get to buy alcohol, you get to go to casinos, stuff like that. Like 21 is the last milestone where like you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Look,
it's legal, And
let me give you some old man advice. Do not have a kid with some just random dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like make sure this is the guy.
Yeah.
That you're going to marry and you're going to spend the rest of your life with, because you don't want an absentee father or a jerk for a dad.
Yep.
You want to have somebody that's going to stick with you through everything.
Yep. All right, we're running short on time here, so we're going to have to get ready to wrap it up. Thanks for
imparting some knowledge. Hey, tell that troll to follow us on all our social media.
Yeah, y'all follow us on our social media since y'all, want to come hang out in the chat and whatnot. We, despite the trolling, it doesn't bother us, so we don't care. So go ahead and feel free to come back and troll us next week.
Yeah,
too. Like,
this is fun.
We welcome it. So. We love it. We whether it's whether you want to positively interact with us or negatively, it doesn't matter. We really don't care. But
maybe we can talk some wrestling next time.
Yeah, if anything, it gives something we can bounce off of a little bit. So, all right, sir, we'll Lord Gaben on Google. We'll Google that.
Yeah,
after we're done here. All right, we're running out of time. Mikey O, get ready to take us home.
Man, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and Patreon at the Average Marks. We'll see you next week. Patrick, get us out of here, son.
Outro.